Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Where's Carl on the Monkey Caviar Podcast Network. I'm Tiny, your host. With me, as always, Adam Levy. Adam, how are you this evening?
I am peachy, Mike. How you doing?
I'm all right. You sound weird.
Do I?
Yeah, you sound a little boxy, but that's all right. We'll get through it.
Maybe it's Google Chrome not liking my microphone.
It could be. I can hear myself in the background. I got to turn me off. Hold on. All right. I can only deal with me and you, and that's enough. All right. So, how was your week?
It was pretty uneventful. Not much happening around here.
Fair enough. We had heard another hurricane roll through.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Yeah. Wet. That's all they are, really. They're just wet.
We did get we got a lot of rain out here on Friday. A nice little thunderstorm going for a few hours.
I heard there was a thunderstorm. That's a rare occurrence out there.
Yeah, serious amounts of lightning, like for hours. It was pretty awesome to watch.
That's every night during the summer.
Yeah, that's like night. Yeah, that rarely happens out here. At least like on this level.
Yeah, it's all the time. So I'm kind of used to it. So you got to come out here so you can enjoy it.
Yeah, I'll have to do that.
Well, you have to get in a couple first because apparently everybody is in a couple now.
Yeah, apparently so.
Even Jerry is in a couple.
But you know what? Jerry deserves it, man.
Damn right,
Jerry deserves it. I don't know about Father Gabriel.
All right, well, we're gonna get there. Hold on one sec. So this here episode he starts with Rick talking to an unseen listener. And some people thought it was Carl. It's not.
No.
And he's saying, like, well, I get it. Like, he could be talking to dead Carl.
Yeah.
It's possible. Because I have to tell you, I heard on that at New York Comic Con, they announced 3 appearances that were going to appear in this season.
Oh?
Yes. One is John Barenthal.
I heard about that, yeah.
One is Scott Wilson. Herschel.
Oh, man, he must have filmed it before he passed away then, I guess.
And I hope so. And I think they said Glenn. So they're going to be doing some
flashbacks.
Yeah, it looks like it when Rick's dying, apparently.
Okay.
All right, well, whatever. We'll get there. So, yeah, the doctor is in. What is the doctor's name? I want to call him Saeed. Is that right?
Sadiq. It's Sadiq.
Sadiq. I see I'm all lost. I want to call him Saeed.
Well, it's funny because I work with a doctor named Siddiqui. Oh, that's his last name, so it's kind of easy for me to remember that one.
That would help, yeah. I was just going off a lost and,
Yeah.
He's the same ethnicity, so therefore I'm a racist. Fine.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Oh, it's fine. It's whatever. I didn't call him Jafar.
Oh shit!
Let it go, people. I could have made it worse. That's what counts for racism now.
Yeah,
and I understand if I was to have said Jafar, that would have been racist. But
yeah. There's a handful of other names you could have used too that would have been just as equally racist.
Saeed was as close as I could get to the character's name without actually remembering the character's name.
I mean, you got the first letter right.
Well, that was a couple letters. I mean, give me some credit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's got Enid in training, and you know what? It's a good thing because that may come in handy in a little bit.
It turns out, right?
That was quite a foreshadow right there, boy. That was a tough one to see coming.
Well, but I'm curious, like, how long has she been training with him? Because, as far as I know, Steak was in Alexandria, and, Enid was up in Hilltop. And I understand that, this episode takes place, about a month after last episode. So if he was able to teach her this much in a month, then either A, he's an amazing teacher, or B, she is just a sponge when it comes to learning stuff.
Well, we don't know time-wise, of course, because that would be convenient for us. So I'm going to assume that once Carl died, Enid had nothing else to do.
Probably. But she was like Maggie's right hand, though, for a while. I mean, she was even there in Hilltop when Maggie got attacked.
But that's more Tara's job than Enid's job.
Yeah, but I mean, even last season though, I mean, you saw Enid sticking around Hilltop to kind of help Maggie out, especially with when she was pregnant.
Okay, and then that's cool, but Enid needed a purpose. We needed something for her to do other than just be Maggie's babysitter.
And I'm guessing probably with the whole thing with Maggie's birth is probably what pushed her into the medical field.
Sure, let's go with that.
Makes sense.
We can make it up as we go.
I don't think we're going to get an explanation as to why this happened, but you know what? That one works for me, so I'll go with it.
Yeah, I'm all right with it. Ezekiel talks to the kid about remembering, you'll tell your grandkids about building this bridge. And the kid's like, it's a bridge. Kid's got a point.
I mean, it's like, when your grandparents told you stories and be like, yeah, whatever, it's kind of that same thing. You're young, you don't want to listen, you want to go out and play.
Right. But, you don't want to build a bridge on the weekend.
But you got to listen to your grandpa talk about when he was in the war and all that shit, and it's kind of the same thing, the older generation talking to the newer generation about, these things that are going to be important. And, 11-year-old Henry doesn't think that a bridge is all that important. But, I mean, Ezekiel does have a point, though, when he talks about, roads is what, allowed Rome to flourish. Their road system is how they were able to conquer and trade and be prosperous. Yeah. Right. So, I mean, but, to a kid like Henry, it's nothing. It doesn't mean anything.
Right, and I don't know that Henry is, of the mindset that he would understand the Alexandria-Rome correlation.
Yeah.
So that might be a little tough on the kid. But whatever, he'll pick it up later. He's going to be an elder, like, he's going to be a Redwood original of the gangsters. I mean, he's going to be so old school one day that people are going to be like, damn, you were here at the beginning. So Henry's got his place.
Yeah. Although he almost didn't, later on.
Oh yeah, Eugene and Rick, they have a few chats as they're walking around, and the basic gist is that the saviors are leaving, and they're not making it back to Sanctuary.
Yeah.
And they hit it a couple of times.
Well, it wasn't Eugene that mentioned they weren't getting back to Sanctuary. It was that guy from last season when he was talking to Rick saying that they didn't make it back to Sanctuary. Eugene was just saying that they had lost 6 people.
This is just the first report of saviors gone missing is here at the beginning.
Yeah, that they're fleeing in the night or just taking off. I mean, from what it sounds like, they're just sick of it and they want to leave.
Yeah, see, because the saviors won't work for anybody but Negan.
Yeah.
That fear factor, and Rick doesn't have that over them.
So, no.
Which is why Negan's coming out of that cage, baby.
And from what it sounds like, from what it sounds like from stuff mentioned later in the episode, the saviors aren't really being treated all that well. They're not allowed to have arms. They can't have weapons. They're basically being forced into labor in order to get some food. I mean,
to be fair, they lost the fucking war.
Understandable.
If you lose the fucking war, look how we treated the Indians.
No, I was going to associate it to Germany after World War II, but I mean,
fine, same thing.
Yeah, I mean it's and from their standpoint, they're getting screwed because most of these people in Sanctuary were the commoners. They weren't Negan's like inner circle. They were the ones that were, just trying to survive. But they're going to get lumped in with everybody in Sanctuary, so they got to deal with it. But I can understand why they feel like they've got the raw deal.
Sure, but you were on the losing side.
No, I totally understand that. I totally get that. But I'm sure a number of saviors. I mean, that's why you're seeing like that graffiti on the wall saying "We are still Negan" because they're feeling left out. I mean.
But that's why it's all build up to Negan get released from prison. So we'll deal with that. Michonne arrives at the hilltop as Maggie's breaking a horse because Maggie can do fucking everything.
Yes, she can.
She is incredible. And she says that the shipment of gas from Sanctuary didn't arrive. And Michonne's like, oh man, they sent that shit, but
Yeah.
it didn't get here. And now we're starting to see a pattern of shit keeps going missing. Guess what? It's whispers. But we'll get there in a minute. We'll get
Yeah.
there later. So Jesus says, they still need their food in sanctuary. And Jesus is like, hey, we got a surplus. And Maggie's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And she's like, without fuel, the tractor won't run. And right now, the blacksmith is in the basement. So the plow ain't fixed. And that's the way shit is. If you want to chill out tonight, you can stay. And Michonne's like, I'll stay.
Yeah. I mean, Maggie has taken a very no nonsense approach to, the way she's running the hilltop. She is. I get that she's doing what's best for her people, but she seems to be only concerned with her people. Not anybody else outside of the walls around her.
And let's just correlate that to things the way they are today. About a leader who only cares about his people. And how aggravating that is to the people that aren't his people.
Yeah. And they have a big wall, and they want to keep people out.
They think they're the best and they're great. And they're great for the second time, so maybe they're great again. They'll be great again. Anyways, yeah, I can see the correlation here. It's not a build a bridge and get over it thing. You got to deal with this.
Yeah.
And so they'll get there. So back at the bridge, Daryl and Aaron are having a discussion about baby shit. And
literally baby shit, yeah.
Literally, that's what they were talking about. And then Henry's like dispersing water to everybody, and Jeremy, the dickhead, he doesn't want just his water; he wants everybody's water.
Yeah,
he's thirsty. And then Trump's America, you can do shit like that. So he pushes little Henry over, and him and Daryl get to scrapping, and that's all.
They get to scrapping after Henry, gets back up, takes his little bow staff out, and knocks his ass over.
I did right. I took notes tonight. I'm not watching it, so I did right. He knocks the kid over, who then takes him down with his staff.
And I liked with his friends, and he's like, "Hey, I got beat up by a kid once." He's like, "Back when I was 6 years old," as if needing to insult that guy even further. So
that guy, I recognize him from Entourage. And he was one of the directors on Entourage. He was a piece of crap on that, and it looks like he's going to be a piece of crap on this.
Yeah, I mean, I know I recognized him. I didn't bother to look him up, but I've seen him in bit parts here and there.
Yeah, a few different things.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, so Eugene wants to turn old ketchup packs into gazpacho. You got to give Eugene credit for the shit that comes out of Eugene's mouth.
Yeah, I mean, Eugene definitely thinking outside the box here.
I don't know how much of it is the writers and how much of it is Josh McDermott's, improv on what exactly Eugene is. The character is brilliant.
Yeah. And for a while there, when we were hating Eugene when he left with the Saviors, it's good to see Eugene back and being useful.
Right. Yeah. And here's my question though: Is Eugene useful? Is he making bullets? Apparently he is, but are bullets needed when there's not a war?
I think they'll always be needed. Be needed for protection. I mean,
okay, for walkers.
For walkers, well, yeah, for walkers, but also at the same time, they've got to realize just because they won this war doesn't mean there's not going to be another one.
Right. And you got to admit this season is feeling especially more Western than the seasons past.
Yeah, I mean,
and maybe it's the horses and all that, but it has moved on to Deadwood as a horror Western.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of getting back into society building at this point. We're in the early days of society. They don't have the technological advances that they were used to, so they're kind of going back to an older style, which all they can do at this point.
Which is basically Walking Deadwood.
Yeah, there you go.
And I'm cool with that because I want to see Swearingen. if Swearingen turns out to be the leader of the fucking Whisperers, I will shit myself and eat my microphone.
I'm gonna hold you to that one.
All right. Well, so there's a fight on the bridge, and Rick goes running up there to get his nose into other people's business, as he does.
Yeah.
And Daryl wants Jeremy to pay for his treatment of the kid and for the fighting and all that. And Rick is pushing for everybody to just get along. We're all on the same side.
Can we all just get along?
Daryl's like, are we? Are we on the same side? I tried to talk to you about this shit, and you're not listening to me. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, I mean, even without the Whispers, if they were going to bring the Whispers in this season really seems to be a build-up on the breakdown of society. What happens after the war when you're in the rebuilding phase, and not everybody sees eye to eye. This is everyone's got a different point of view, and we've been seeing that. Even in the seasons past, Rick and Maggie have not necessarily seen eye to eye on things. Even before she took over Hilltop, obviously Rick and Negan didn't see eye to eye on the way things should be. But that's really what these first couple episodes seem to be about, and that I have a feeling it's going to probably go through at least the first half of the season, where it's going to be a build up to these societies breaking down or finding a way to work together again.
I don't know if it's about breaking down so much as coming together. I think we're really going to see Oceanside, Hilltop, Kingdom, Alexandria be one tight group. And
eventually, yes.
Maybe the Saviors side with the Whisperers. Maybe they don't. I don't know where they're going to fall. But there are Saviors out there, and Negan, of course, is going to get out and lead them. So what happens when you have all these different leaders is Michonne keeps talking about a charter for all people, like human rights.
Yeah.
That she wants to set down basic, don't kill people kind of laws. Like legit society building. If you kill somebody, this is the response.
Yeah.
So there's a set of punishments for a crime. And, it's a thing. And a lot of what Deadwood dealt with as a show was this exact topic. Was Deadwood becoming a town and putting in laws, and where it was just, an unholy camp up until then.
Yeah.
And that's what we've had for, 8 seasons on this is unholy camp.
Yeah.
And now it's time to build society.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you that, ultimately we're going to see these groups come together. But before that happens, I think we're going to see them fall apart a bit.
I'm sure it will, but I think there's a big catalyst that might be in the air, and that might bring them together quicker.
Possibly. I mean, if this is Nick Cotero still running the show, we'd have like 2.5 seasons of this before we got to anything major happening.
Right. This would be the slow walk. So we're hoping that Angela just steps on the gas and gets us there.
Yeah, we'd be at the bridge through the first half of the season.
It would be literally building a bridge to get over it.
Yeah.
So Earl's wife wants to see her husband back at Hilltop, and Jesus understands, but it's not his call to make. Like, dude committed a crime. Of course, there is no, like I said, set punishment, no law.
Yeah.
So if he does, he wants time, and Tammy sits and she says, I'm just going to wait. And you tell fucking Maggie to come and deal with me. And okay, so Michonne was listening to the whole thing because she's a busybody like Rick.
It's been rubbing off on her. Yeah, maybe it's sexually transmitted.
Sexually. So Michonne asks Jesus if he agrees with Maggie. He isn't sure why she hung Gregory, but he trusts her even when she's wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, and that's why Michonne is pushing for a charter.
Yeah,
that's essentially it. She doesn't know why Gregory was killed, but he agrees with it, and that's a problem.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, like Maggie has done a lot of great things for the community, and even said, like even great people make mistakes, you can't necessarily.
Not the greatest. The greatest president, number 44, has never once made a mistake.
44 or 45?
Oh, 45. Yeah, 44 was good.
Yeah.
Piece of shit, sorry.
No, I'm like, I was going to give you a piece of. Yeah.
I keep. It's because every time I see him on TV, I'm like, "Oh, Dad, please come home. We miss you." Like I feel like he left the family. Him and Mom just took off. They were great. They left us with
He's sitting
this.
somewhere laughing.
They left us with this shitty uncle with the fucking Russian wife. Nobody wants that. Let's move on. Let's get on to the business at hand. Anne, formerly Jadis, formerly the trash can lady, formerly the Black Parade, and Gabriel working on a sketch, and they got some blow between them.
Yeah, they do. I mean, there's some hardcore flirting going on, at least in one direction. I mean, Anne's definitely she's definitely feeling the call. You know.
He's ready to show him her one-eyed Episcopalian.
He's gonna make her see Jesus.
I didn't even think about the one-eyed joke because I would just tell right now, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna make her see Jesus later on, and not the one in Hilltop.
The thing about this scene, and it's something that they're driving home awfully hard this season, is that Rick did it all for all of us. It was all Rick that brought us all together. Rick did this thing, and they're getting really heavy-handed with it. And I get it; it's the final episodes. But is this going to go on for the entire 16, or just the first 8?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know he's only supposed to be in half the season, or at least half the episodes, but I don't know if they're going to stretch it out across all 16 episodes, or he's going to die in the first half of the season, and we'll move on from there.
All right. Well, maybe that's when we get Negan out. If we got to wait for Negan for 8 episodes, I'm fine. I can go.
Yeah.
So, Jesus is hanging out in Maggie's office, and she's got a letter where Oceanside has been asking Maggie to join them.
No, not Oceanside.
I thought Oceanside had the record collection.
No, that was Oceanside was, you know, all the women with the guns. This is this is the lady like in Toledo or something like that.
Toledo.
Oh, I forgot where they're at. But no, the lady that came by with the books and took the records, she wasn't from Oceanside.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that was a whole different community we've never seen before.
Oh, okay. Well, the Toledo, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the street sign.
Yeah.
And in the first camp, there's a street sign. It's got Hilltop, this, that, and it's got Toledo on the bottom.
Yeah.
That's MASH. That is a straight reference to MASH. Yeah, 100%. They talked about it on Talking Dead.
Okay.
It's just a joke.
Let me see if I can find what that place is called. I was reading something about it earlier.
All right. Well, she wants Maggie to join them. Maggie doesn't want to do that. She wants to chill at the Hilltop. You're going to look that up. And Jesus tells her that Tammy wants to see Earl. And just talking to Jesus, Maggie.
It's the Ohio community is what they're calling it.
Okay. The Amish.
Yeah. And I was thinking about it from things I've read. It sounds like that might be how they get rid of Maggie for a bit, because I was reading some stuff like Angela Kang saying she's open to Maggie coming back. So it sounds like they might not kill her off. They might just write her out. And if she wants to come back later on, maybe she will.
Well, I guess I'm okay with that. I mean, it's kind of a Morgan move.
Yeah, I mean,
put him on Fear, and if he wants, and then Fear is all about trying to get back to Alexandria. Like, I don't want the 2 shows.
Because I know she's got another TV show she's filming, which is why she's gonna be leaving.
Fucking people! Oh no, that's who it was. It was not Glenn. It was Sasha. Is coming back.
Okay.
Uniqua Green. Yeah. So
not sure why, but.
Yeah, like she has some big thing to say to Rick, or is it just the nostalgia of, oh look, it's Sasha?
Why can't we get Abraham back then? Damn it!
She's on Discovery Show, which is actually really good. All right, so Jesus, she softens her position on Tammy seeing Earl, takes him down there. And Earl's a mess. Like he's all ashamed that he lost his sobriety. And Tammy's like, "Oh, I forgive you," because that's what Southern women do. And oh, they do. It's horrible. And he's like, "It's not your forgiveness I need. It's Maggie." But he
Yeah.
didn't say that. But that's the gist.
Well, actually, I thought you said that God forgives them or something like that. And
Yeah, who cares? God,
Yeah.
that doesn't exist. All right, so moving on. More important things. So Rosita, because I'm so white, Rosita is using dynamite to move the Walker horde away from the crew on the bridge. So she's blowing up some shit. She's looking good, by the way. Gotta say,
Yeah.
looking tight. Tight. So then, see, I just did this in order. So Maggie goes back down to the cellar and confronts Earl about his drinking. And she's like, when you start drinking, he's like, as soon as I stop smoking. Fucking right, brother.
So I can't quit smoking.
Yeah, he tells her his hotel. Oh, speaking of that, I've been doing this. And
oh, nice. Such a little vape.
I got me a little vape, and I got to say, it's probably cut my smoking for the last 2 days in half.
Wow.
So that's
good for you.
Yeah, so working on it. So Earl tells this whole tale of woe about the fucking babysitter and being drunk. It's the tale of every single father ever. Yeah, I got a little shit faced and picked up the kid.
Yeah,
Mia Copa. But she's kind of reminded of Herschel. And Earl's a little bit fatherly figure, I guess. I mean, if you look at Maggie's track record, so he kind of fits the bill of what a Herschel. So she understands it, and she's softened into the position.
Yeah. I mean, she meant like Herschel was an alcoholic, so she gets where he's coming from. She understands, the demons that come with that kind of addiction.
It's no demon.
It's a demon in a bottle. Just ask Tony Stark.
You're a quitter. So horrible. So, where are we at here? Tara. So, fucking Tara. We haven't talked about how much of my hatred for Tara.
She hasn't been around much, so.
Yeah, she hasn't been around much for me to hate on her, but here she is calling out call signs on the radio. And there were some couple of good ones. I didn't write them down. I should have.
And Rick was Mother Goose.
Mother Goose, yeah, which doesn't make any sense.
No.
It would have, but it makes you look just. I yearn for a Momo. You don't watch Fear, so you don't understand Momo.
No.
But that is what the just truck driver calls Morgan, and it drives Morgan crazy. And it drives Lenny James crazy. So I love Momo, and I wanted to hear Momo. So she's like, the second explosion didn't draw the horde away. They're on their way to the workers. And he's like, all right. And at the time, he's dealing with the guy from a couple seasons ago who tells him that the Saviors are now going missing.
Yeah.
And then he compares Rick to Negan straight up.
Yeah.
Like, oh, so people work for you and you protect them. Who does that sound like, bitch?
Yeah, I just straight up called out Rick on that.
And I was like, that sounds like every corporation in America. No. Yeah.
No, most corporations won't protect the people working for them, though.
That's true. Walmart, you suck. You employ half the country. Take better care of them.
Seriously.
Including my mother. All right, so the crew's working on the bridge. They're gathering wood when the herd approach it, and people.
Well, the herd shouldn't have got there. Because after the explosion, Tara called for Jerry to sound his air horn, and Jerry did, which started leading away. And then there was Jackass that Daryl was beaten up on was supposed to work. Jeremy was supposed to work air raid horn number 2, but it never went off. So the herd went straight to the woodworking camp.
And this is where things get really fun for this episode.
Yeah.
The workers kind of scatter, and in the scattering, the logs start falling. And
Well,
the first victim is Aaron, who gets trapped under a log pretty severely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like the two guys holding the log up just decided to leave, while there were two guys underneath it holding it. And so a log that size, two guys like Aaron and another guy similar size can't hold up a log like that on their own. So gravity takes over, and Aaron was quick enough to at least get the other guy out of the way, but it ended with Aaron getting pinned under this log.
And which is unfortunate. We like Aaron, and we'll get to Aaron's fate here. But the whole gang rushes over to Aaron, and they like try to heave off the log like they're fucking Hercules, like pounding the thing into the door of Mystery Science Theater. And it's a foam log. Just lift it. So just as the horde is about to get on top of them, Rick arrives to save the day in typical Rick fashion.
Because Rick is the cavalry.
And Rick does the coolest dispatch of walkers I've seen yet.
Even better than the string across the two cars?
Yes, I like this one better.
It was a lot more graphic, I will say.
Here's why I like this, because first of all, he missed the first shot.
Yeah.
And I loved that they showed some flaw in Rick. Because if he just would have walked up there and the thing fell, I'd have been like, yeah, Rick. But then he missed.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was a good touch, yeah.
And then when the rope gets shot and the logs start rolling, it is graphic as hell.
Yeah.
And it is beautiful. It's if somebody would just sync that up to the log song from Ren and Stimpy, it would be the best piece of video ever.
What rolls downstairs, a loner in pairs, rolls over the neighbor's dog. It's great for a snack. It fits on your back. It's log, log, log. Yeah, I mean, fucking the Ewoks got nothing on Rick Grimes and his log crew.
Oh, no way. And wouldn't that be awesome if they went full Ewok style to take on the Whisperers? Like, that would be so sweet.
But yeah, I mean, when you're seeing like logs like just completely smash walker heads, I mean, that one that bounces and catches the walker in the chest. I mean, that was some great stuff there.
That was all good. I was very happy with that.
I mean, there have been three, like in the last few seasons, there have been like three like mass walker killings that have been pretty spectacular. The wire across the two cars was great.
That was beautiful. Yeah, that was absolutely epic.
Jadis and the meat grinder.
Oh, the meat grinder! I almost forgot about the meat grinder. That was really good.
Yeah, and now this. Yeah.
Well, out of these, it's log, grinder, wire.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, I'm good with that order.
And maybe it's because log is so fresh. Because when you said meat grinder, I was like, oh man, that was beautiful. God, meat grinder was so good.
I mean, it almost reminded me of the scene from was it Final Destination 2 with the big fury accident with the log truck. The logs start falling off and like one hits the ground and like bounces up and goes to the front windshield of a car and just you see this guy's head disintegrate.
Yeah, I'd never seen Final Destination 2, but I'll take your word for it.
You're not missing a whole lot.
No, it's anything where you've had a truck rolling down the street with wood on it. Eventually, that wood's gonna fall.
Yeah,
that's why they roll it down the highway. So Enid has to take care of Aaron's arm, and the only thing she can see to do is amputate. Here's the thing about Enid and her amputation. One, maybe she should have turned the page because maybe there was like another solution. But she didn't. She went right to the amputation page and was like, nope, this is what we're doing.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, had Sadiq been there, maybe Sadiq could have done something to save the arm, but I mean, that arm looked pretty destroyed at that point. I mean, I'm sure there were multiple fractures. And had they saved the arm, I don't think they had the medical supplies or technology at this point to really, make his arm useful again.
Right. Yeah, that's
So,
true. You can't really rehab.
yeah, because they can't go in there and put screws and plates in the arm. I don't think they've got full surgery suites that can do that kind of stuff.
There's no physical therapy to go to on every other Tuesday.
No.
So, yeah, I get it. She does what she has to do. And Caitlin Nacon, who plays Enid, was on Talking Dead and said that they gave her a bunch of stuff on amputations to read, and that where they forced her to cut his arm, she's like, if I cut it here, it's wrong. Because I have to cut it higher. And they're like, yeah, but it's a TV show. So she said, yeah, you have to cut the arm higher and leave a flap of skin to lean over, and then you stitch the skin back, but you got to cauterize it.
Yeah.
I know how to. I can sew off your arm if I have to.
Good to know.
Good to know. I hope it never comes up. And if there was ever a time it would, we've already gone through that trip. And I did not have to cut your arm off. So
I'm glad you did not have to.
It would have been in New Mexico at that campground. That was shady at best.
Yeah.
All right. So she cuts off his arm, and Daryl is out for vengeance, and it's all Jeremy's fault. And he finds him in a tent with Carol, and he beats the guy with a pot.
I mean, poor Jeremy. Jeremy just, he's the whipping boy this episode, man. I mean, little Henry took him down. Daryl started beating his ass. Daryl beat his ass again.
I got the feeling this ain't the last time. I think there's one more ass beating coming for Jeremy. Maybe. We'll see. Depends on how the end of the episode plays out in your mind. So Maggie, the soft Maggie, has agreed to give the sanctuary their food they need, and she'll listen to this set of rules for the world. And, she will govern how she wants for Hilltop. And that's one of her things. She's like, I can agree to a certain set of rules for everyone, but I'm going to run my shit like I want to run my shit.
Yeah.
And Michonne's like, dude, everybody wants to do that, so we're cool.
Yeah.
That'll never work out. That's states' rights they're talking about. And that's what has California in trouble right now with their legal marijuana. And federal not being legal.
Yeah.
And God bless Canada for just making it legal.
Yeah.
Canada. Look, you love hockey. We can move to Canada. I mean, it's not that big a stretch. It's a little cold, but I think we can get used to that.
Oh, I'm okay with the cold.
Toronto girls seem to be really nice, eh?
Yeah. You can go hang out at the Tim Hortons.
I mean, I got a girl. She can go clean houses anywhere. She runs her own cleaning company. So she can go clean offices in fucking Toronto while I sit at home. That's fun. However, to what's it called? Migrate into Canada, you need a full bank account and a job in Canada before you ever even get in there.
Wow.
So, yeah, good on Canada. They have rules.
Good for them.
Like legitimately respectable rules.
Yeah.
Not we're gonna throw you in a fucking cage and take you away from your mom and dad kind of rules.
And they got healthcare.
For everybody.
You
know how they pay for that? The taxes on alcohol and marijuana.
Well, they definitely get some of that tax money from me in the form of alcohol.
Sure. And who doesn't love a good Canadian brew, eh?
Plus, even some of that Molson shit, man.
Canadian strip clubs, full nude with liquor.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
I need to go to CanadianSexActs.org and brush up on my terms before I go up there.
One of my favorite How I Met Your Mothers when Robert Scherbatsky goes, you can see a coal miner's daughter strip down to her belt while you're kicking back a full Molson. Awesome. All right, so after, let's see, where are we at? Back at the Hilltop, Maggie's like, all right, I'm going to govern how I want, but look, I let Earl out of jail, and he's going to work his shit off. He's on work release. And she put the ankle monitor on him, and sent him into the blacksmith and was like, "Yeah, you work for me."
Fix my fucking plow.
Is that communism?
Uh, no, because if it was communism, it'd be for the good of everybody.
He is building that plow for the good of all the people, for the government.
And to be fair, I think in a society this small, communism might not be a bad thing. You need everybody working together. Like
not all socialist ideas are bad. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Like universal health care?
Yes.
All right. It gets a lot political sometimes.
And we're sober.
Yeah. I'm drinking Mountain Dew. All right, so Rick goes and exiles Jeremy. Bye, Jeremy.
Wait, I mean, Jeremy earned it. I mean, he walks up to Rick and he's like, "You keep your dog on a leash." And Rick's like, "Listen up, shit stain." It's like, "I used to deal with fuckers like you all the time when I was a cop, and I could tell right away that you're a dick." So he's like, "You can just get the fuck out of here." And Jeremy's like, "That's fine. I'm going anyways. You can't fire me. I quit."
I just wanted to see Craig Robinson back going, "What's a shit stain? People are crazy. You want to go home and do a fuck stain?"
Rick just kind of laid into him, and I think Rick was justified in that because the guy did, what was it when Daryl asked him, like, "What happened to your walkie-talkie?" He's like, "It was in charge." Daryl's like, "Dude, it's Solo. What the fuck are you talking about?"
There was no sun out today. But just because you went emo doesn't mean the sun didn't work. Chill out. Go talk to Jadis. She was familiar with the Black Parade.
Yeah.
Bring it on down to Veganville.
She got your emo covered.
So when Jeremy leaves, Rick goes in and talks to Aaron and then Daryl and Enid, and everybody's giving Enid all the kudos, like, "Good job cutting my arm off." And they're like, "Call me righty." And, so Aaron,
I guess all you need is Matthew McConaughey going, "All right, all right, all right."
Aaron says, "This is the beginning of the new world," and I'm like,
Well, did they say something to the fact that he's like, "I'm okay losing my arm because it was to build something great," blah blah blah, something along those lines.
It was not. It was build a bridge.
Yeah.
It wasn't it's not the Golden Gate Bridge. It's a little fucking bridge.
Yeah.
And in the general scheme of things, your arm was probably worth more.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say this is a bridge over troubled waters.
No, it's not even troubled waters. Just like trying to get to, Oceanside. I mean, if you got to get to the beach somehow. I mean,
true.
Face it, that's important. So speaking of the beach, there's date night happening in Gabriel, and they talk frog meeting calls. The fact that he is Episcopalian. And boy, they get it on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go Father go One-Eye Gabriel. Ooh-wee.
He was the last person I was expecting to get hooked up, in the show, but
he got the hand job right there.
Yeah, you saw Jadis working that belt. I mean,
she was going for it. His One-Eyed Episcopalian was all about work.
Yeah.
And that may be the shirt we need, is just the silhouette outline of Gabriel in his new hat with the one white eye, and then just text that just says the One-Eyed Episcopalian.
I'd wear that.
Absolutely. All right, so we're about to wrap up the episode. Everyone's around the campfire. It's kumbaya time. Henry's playing Chutes and Ladders with Jerry and his lady. Ezekiel and Carol are hugging and having a moment. And Carol's like, "Hey, man, you still got that ring in your pocket?" And he's like, "Hell yeah, bitch. I got a speech and everything. Let me get down on my knee." And she's like, No. We're going to do this on the QT.
Yeah, we keep this on the down low.
So on the down low, he gives the ring. She puts it on. And Rick is watching like, "Oh, man, look how happy everybody is. I did this."
Yeah.
So, and, to a point, he kind of did, but not total points.
No, he can't take all the credit for this.
As he's busy slapping himself on the back of the campfire, we now get to find out that he's been talking to Negan.
Well, was Jadis on the Watchtower before or after this part?
No, after.
Okay.
After there was like.
Or, I'm sorry, Anne.
Yeah, I know, right?
I still want to call her Jadis.
Yeah, I know. Me too. So he's telling Negan, he's like, "Hey, man, the world's getting better." And Negan's like, "Is it? I mean, because I don't get to see it because I'm locked in this fucking cell, you dick." And Rick's like, "Well, you ain't never going to see it because you're never getting out of here." And Negan's like, "You know what? I tell you what you're building here, you're trying to build for the future for who? For Carl?" And Rick's like, "Oh, man.
Don't you dare say his name."
Say his name. Dude, he can say Carl if he wants.
Seriously.
And he says, "No, it's a monument to the dead you're building. You're not saving the world. You're just getting it ready for me."
Yeah.
I myself personally was like, "Oh shit, son, that's a good line."
Yeah, Negan's still Negan.
Negan is still Negan.
Yeah, there's been no reforming of Negan just yet.
Oh no, he's far from reformed. All right, so after you're just getting it ready for me, you see Anne on lookout duty, Jadis, and she's on the lookout duty where Tara was up in the cherry picker.
Yeah.
And what to her wondering eyes does she see but a helicopter?
And like, I didn't hear anything. I'm thinking, like, my first thought was like, is this one of them, like, black ops, covert, like, government helicopters, stealth mode and shit?
I actually thought drone first.
Yeah. But we've seen the helicopter a few times, so, I mean, it makes sense. But the fact that there was, like, almost no noise coming out of this thing, because you'd hear a fucking helicopter flying around.
I mean, it would depend on how far it was away. But yes, I would imagine that she would have heard. And then but it was a helicopter. So yeah. we'll get to deal with them. And then we get to see Jeremy leaving the bridge. And he takes his bottle with him and throws it in the woods when it's empty. And he rounds the bend. And he goes, "Hey, buddy, what are you doing?" And that's it.
Yeah.
So he gets caught by somebody. It appeared to be someone he knew.
That's what it sounds like. But
it could just be our introduction to the Whisperers.
Yeah.
Which is certainly what I fucking hope, because we need to get some OP in this mug.
Yeah. I'm waiting for Ryan Hurst to show up on the show.
Oh, man, I'm living for it right now. Like I said last week, I've been watching Sons of Anarchy. We finished it. I just started rewatching it for a second time, and I'm like, "Oh, Opie's back alive." So yeah, I need to get me some Opie love in.
Have you caught up? Are you caught up with the Mayans yet?
Yes. Except for the last episode.
Oh, you haven't seen last week's?
I haven't seen last week. No.
Okay. Because they brought back a character. They brought back a character last week that I was really surprised to see.
Oh. All right. I'm interested now. It's not Chucky.
No, Chucky. He's. I think he's like a permanent fixture. It seems.
I can love Chucky. You want it the best. I want to get some.
Yeah, Chucky.
Hands. I want to get some of those Chucky hands so bad for Halloween. I could just walk by and like, I accept that. Kristen and I have taken "I accept that" into our vocabulary in a big way.
Nice.
So anytime she calls and asks me to do something, or "Hey, can you go pick up some water?" I accept that. Become quite the thing. We love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's is all right. It's harder to watch for me than Sons because there's reading.
Yeah, there are a lot of subtitles involved in this show.
You got to pay attention to the reading.
Yeah, and so far, like, my only issue with the show so far is, like, I'm not super invested in any of the characters at this point right now.
No, I feel you. I feel the same way. Yeah, the way they brought, especially the way they brought Jackson in the Sons, you cared about Jackson right away because he was just getting shit on in the first episode over and over again.
Yeah.
Fucking Wendy and the crack baby, and it's just a lot going on for the poor guy.
Yeah, exactly.
But this guy, I understand that he's a mole, and I don't have that.
Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that it's a completely different perspective. Whereas Sons was, the boy king, the prodigal son, taking over. This is about, this is from like the viewpoint of a lonely prospect, making his way up into the club. So it's a completely different take on this, but at the same time, like, it doesn't feel like there's any real stakes in the, at the moment.
I would have much rather have watched a show called Half Sack. I would have totally watched a show called Half Sack. I would.
He's dead though, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He died before he ever got his patch.
No. I mean, the actor's dead.
Is he?
I think so.
For real?
I think he is. Yeah. I think he died a few years ago.
No kidding.
Yeah, I think he shot himself or something.
Oh my god.
Let me look it up really quick. Yeah, because I remember it was because they were like, he went crazy and like some shit, but
well, that'll be something awesome to tell Kristen tomorrow.
Yeah, let me look it up real quick.
Oh. Yeah, I know what you're saying about Myers. I just don't care about him the way I did.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still enjoying the show, but I'm just waiting for something to happen. Yeah, he died in 2012.
Wow.
Johnny Lewis.
That's crazy.
Suffered head injury. Let's see.
This is a riveting television, by the way. Wow.
Yeah, I don't remember. It doesn't say here, but yeah, I want to say like he was holding his grandma hostage or something there, or maybe killed her and then killed himself. I mean, I'd have to look it up, but it was kind of a weird story about his death. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. All right, well, we left you on a crazy note this week. So
yeah.
We'll be back not next week.
Uh-oh.
We have to take a week off. I am going on vacation.
Oh, good for you. Where are you going?
We're going to Asheville.
Okay.
There's a pinball museum there, the Biltmore, which is a giant mansion, and we are going to see the Chris Robinson Brotherhood.
Okay, sounds like fun.
So, Chris Robinson of the Black Crowes.
Oh yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. So I won't be around next Monday. So sorry, no show.
Alrighty.
We'll skip that. We'll do a double on the next one, and we'll get you all caught up in 2 weeks.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Until then, love many, trust few, and do harm to no one.